Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. I'm Yamajit and I'm so glad that you could join me this evening. This is the next to the last of our series on the Yoga Upanishads. Tonight we're going to be discussing the Nada Bindu Upanishad and the Dhyana Upanishads, and we'll be doing some related meditational practices, including square or box breathing. We're going to be doing a meditation with the 12-syllable mantra that we've discussed in some previous installments of this series, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and we'll also have another chance to practice the Hamsa meditation. A couple of other announcements. This coming Friday at 7 o'clock, either live on YouTube or in person, we'll be doing our monthly Yoga Nidra practice. And the Yoga Nidra that we'll be doing is designed specifically for freeing blocked pranic energy. So anywhere where there's stagnant or blocked energy in the body, this will be a wonderful meditation. And then next week, we'll be concluding our series with the Yoga Shika Upanishad. There'll be a third eye meditation to go with that, and the Chilika Upanishad. And we'll be doing a much longer, more advanced Hamsa meditation with that one. So again, welcome. And namaste. Let's begin with a little opening puja so that we're doing this work in sacred space. So I invite you to find a comfortable seated position. Can be on the floor like I am, can be in a chair. Actually, you could even be lying on your back as well. I invite you to bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. And let's begin our practice by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale. Om. Om Pavitra Pavitrova Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yashmare Padrikaksham Sabhyavyanta Sushi. Flower here. Om Gam Ganapataye Namo Namah Jai Ganesha. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah Jai Guru. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Kaidase Patana Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Jayanti Mangalakali. Bhadrakali, Kapalini, Durga Shama Shivadatri Svasvada Namostute, Jayatvam Devi Chamunde, Jayabhuti Taharani, Jaya Sarvagati Devi Kalaratri Namostute, Jimakar. Om. 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 Jema. So I'm going to begin with the translator's introduction to our first Upanishad, which is the Dhyana Bindu Upanishad. Dhyana is Sanskrit. It means meditation. Bindu is the center of, so the center of meditation. This text deals with the esoteric doctrine of meditation on the point in Om. So we look at the symbol for Om, which may be backwards on your screen. We're looking at this dot on the top of the character. This represents, as I've said before, the extended or M at the end, where we're really focusing and energizing the third eye center. It points out that as one attains super subtle meditation, its effect will be the eradication of all negative karma, and thus the removal of all ignorance. This super subtle meditation is not on the Om mantra itself, but on the silence that follows the Om mantra vibration. So, chanting Om and then a brief pause. Through this meditation, the reality will be perceived as the essence of life. This text also deals with the relationship of the four movements of breath in relationship to higher astral energies. This is the quintessence of all esoteric doctrine of meditation linked to breath control in Kriya practice. Finally, it points out that the heart of the soul is not at the physical heart level, but rather at the heart of the sun center, the third eye. The spirit is described as having the ability to penetrate the physical world and yet to remain transcendent. The individual soul, symbolized by a lotus flower, is plucked and carried to the sun or the moon center along the northern or southern path according to the soul's karma. This Upanishad seems to be an extrapolation of other texts, as it contains common verses from the Yoga Tattva Upanishad, the Svetasvatara Upanishad, the Manduka Upanishad, and one that we discussed in this series, the Amrita Bindu Upanishad. So the Dhyana Bindu Upanishad, first section, the value of yoga. I announce the truth of yoga for the well-being of all yogis. He who listens to this text and recites it will be freed from all ignorance. Lord Shiva is the great yogi, great in spiritual power and penance. He shines the highest spirit as a lamp on the path to truth. Even if one's ignorance is as large as a mountain stretching mile after mile, this meditation technique pierces through that ignorance, even though nothing else ever has had before. So section 2, meditation, silence, and its correspondence to the subtlety of Brahman. Brahman being the universal divine consciousness. Higher than the first syllable of Om, higher than the resonance point, is the point, or Bindu. The sound syllable vanishes with the sound. Silence is the highest place of the reality. There is something higher than this sound, the mantra sound which remains unsounded. The yogi who meditates on this non-stuck sound at the highest sound causes all doubts to fall away. So subtle is the pure being that it is like 1,000th of 100th part of a hair's tip. And when the parts of this part, and then again of this half part further. And so there's a relation between breath and meditation and the functions of the divine. There are 3 fundamental powers that we've talked about before, 3 Shaktis, 3 energies. And I'm going to bring down a picture here to illustrate them symbolically. These are 3 goddesses of an ancient tantric lineage from Kashmir called the Trika lineage. And it refers to 3 different forces in the form of 3 goddesses. The one in the center, the white goddess, is named Para, which means the highest. And then the red one, Pada, almost as high. And then the lowest is Apara. And these refer to these 3 functions: Icha Shakti, which is the power of will; Jnana Shakti, and the red goddess, the power of knowing or knowledge; and then Kriya Shakti, the power of action. Think about how ideas manifest. You get this idea in your mind, Icha Shakti, and then based on what you might already know on the subject, you think about ways to bring that idea into reality. That's Jnana Shakti. And then Kriya Shakti would be the actual work. And then how this relates to our breath is Jnana Shakti corresponds to the inhalation, Kriya Shakti to the exhalation, and then Icha Shakti, the power of will, refers to that pause of silence in between the inhalation and the exhalation. And the breath is a mantra, really the original mantra and the basis of all mantras, and a mantra that we recite just in the process of living roughly 21,000 times in the course of a day. This temple is called Tridedi Chamunda Mandir to honor those 3 powers, and specifically in the form of 3 forms of Kali that are worshipped in the Kathmandu Valley. There is, I have in the center here, Sveta Kali, the white Kali, Icha Shakti, Bhadra Kali, the giving Kali, who's often depicted as red in color, and then Dakshin Kali, the dark, the black Kali, the Kali of the southern direction, really the Kali of the cremation ground. And so that's the basis behind our temple name. Anyway, next section, the appearances of Brahman. As a fragrance is in flowers, as butter is in milk, as oil is in seeds, as gold is in ore, illumination is in everyone. So likewise is the spirit of all beings. Therefore, the knower of reality, with his mind firmly fixed on reality, stands unconfused. And that essence we're talking about is Brahman, that divine essence within all things and all persons. As the oil pervades the seeds, as fragrance pervades the flowers, so the spirit pervades your body internally and externally. Know the tree as the whole. The branches is a non-whole. Everywhere in this world, as in the non-whole, the spirit still dwells. Now, the next section's on Lords Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. Brahma, creation. Vishnu, preservation. Shiva, destruction followed by renewal. And likewise, these three gods correspond to these three powers we were talking about. Brahma, Icha Shakti, Vishnu, Jnana Shakti, and Shiva, Kriya Shakti. During the in-breath, the yogi meditates upon the heroic Lord of Incarnation, Lord Vishnu, of 4 arms, having his place at the navel and comparable to the flaxen flower. So we're talking about the inhalation, Jnana Shakti. During the breath hold, the yogi meditates upon the Lord of creation, Lord Brahma, whose lotus seat is in the heart. The ancient father, red and white, having 4 faces. So Icha Shakti, Lord Brahma, the power of will. And then during the out-breath, the yogi meditates upon the 3-eyed Lord of yogis, Lord Shiva, enthroned in the forehead and resembling a pure stainless quartz crystal, destroying all ignorance. And there is the power of Kriya Shakti, the power of action. He is the essence of the high celestial beings, resembling a banana plant, the stalk upright and the flower of 8 petals blooming downwards. Meditate on him beyond fire, beyond the moon, beyond the sun, beyond the goals of the southern and northern paths. A flower with 100 petals surrounding the central seed pod. Plucking off the lotus flower, the spirit surely directs the seeds in order to carry it away to the lunar fire along the southern path and the solar fire along the northern path. Those would refer to Ida Nadi on the left, the lunar channel, the solar channel, Pingala Nadi, Shushumna being the central path. Let's see, where did I leave off here? Here we go. Of 3 chakras, Mars, which would be the solar plexus, Venus, the heart, the sun, the 3rd eye, and of the 3 paths, lunar, solar, and divine fire, he is the threefold reality of the holy Om sound, which has the 3.5 morae. He who knows this has great knowledge. So I want to talk about these 3 channels. So Ida Nadi, the lunar channel, would be associated with the exhalation or Kriya Shakti. Inhalation, Pingala Nadi. Actually, I'm going to reverse that. Ida is inhalation, Jnana Shakti. Pingala, warmer breath, the out breath, is Kriya Shakti, the Shushumna Nadi. Pardon my little switch there. Shushumna Nadi would be Icha Shakti. Okay, meditation on the Om sound and its reverberation. Extending long like a drop of oil, reverberating long like the sound of a bell, silently resonates the tip of Om. The yogi who knows this has great knowledge. Om is the bow. The soul is the arrow. Reality is the target. The arrow should hit that reality unflinchingly, identifying yourself with it like the arrow. And the arrow is often used in symbolism as to represent concentration. By making your body the friction wood with the Om sound as the upper stick, through the meditation's friction, you see the Lord as you can see the fire hidden in the wood. When, as a mystic, you practice yoga, puckering your lips as if to drink in with a straw, likewise, you should draw in the breath. So in our meditation exercise, our inhalation is going to be through pursed lips, exhalation out through the nose. Using the half moray as a rope, draw the mind stuff out of the well of your heart lotus and draw it upwards through the middle pathway to the sun center between the eyebrows. Herein, the instrument of the mind will melt away. In the sun center between the eyebrows, at the root of the nose, exists the perennial dwelling place of the spirit, the great resting place of everything. Om, this is the Vedic explanation. Om, this is the yoga explanation. Om, this is the Kriya explanation. Om Tat Sat Om, so shall it be. So in our meditation, we're going to do what's called the 4-4-4-4 breath, also known as box breath or square breath. It's going to involve inhaling to the count of 4, holding to the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4, and holding once more to the count of 4 before the next inhalation. So you can do just this simple meditation, inhaling to the count of 4, holding to the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4, holding again to the count of 4. Or I would invite you to, as you inhale through the open mouth, pursed lips, feel that pranic energy rising from the base of the spine to the third eye. So inhaling, raising the energy, holding the energy in your third eye, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhaling through the nose to the count of 4, bringing the energy back down from the third eye to the root and holding the energy, holding your awareness in the root to the count of 4. And then something else, if you would like, you can silently, as you're inhaling and exhaling to the count of 4, you can accompany that with a silent meditation of the mantra Om. So we're going to try this for about 5 minutes. Find that comfortable seated meditation pose on the floor, in a chair. Again, you could even do this lying down. Close your eyes. You can slightly focus your gaze upwards toward the third eye. Just take a moment to prepare. Then through pursed lips, inhale to the count of 4, Om, raising the energy. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, bringing the energy down and holding. 1, 2, 3, 4. and continue. And take a deep and clearing breath. Letting go of the meditation, just sit quietly for a moment, feeling the effects. And then slowly opening your eyes. So this is a form of breath meditation that if you feel like adding this to your regular practice, start out 5 minutes like we just did, going through the steps, and then increasing that time as you feel more comfortable. I did a little research on box breathing in preparation for tonight's program, and I learned something interesting. The Navy SEALs are actually taught a form of this meditation to use when they need to relax after doing something very intense. And as always, if there's questions, please feel free to email me at my channel. So that brings us to the Nada Bindu Upanishad. And nada means a sound or a tone. So the center of a sound or tone. So we'll start with the translator's notes again. The origin of this Upanishad is Kriya Yoga, as it expresses the indwelling spirit as the holy Gander, the Hamsa. Sometimes, and this is somebody had a question about this last week, they wrote me about. Some people pronounce Hamsa as Hong Sao. So, Hong Sa. And either hum and sa or hung and sa. Some people even use ha and sa. Either method is correct. These are pronunciations due to regional dialects, kind of like in English in different regions. There's you all versus y'all, similar sense to that. True yoga is the pathway to illumination. The pathway consists of meditation upon A-U-M, Aum, plus the nasal reverberation of producing a softened sound, M, symbolized as in the Om, again by that little dot. Along with chanting the Kriya mantra and meditation, there must be a renouncing of sense perceptions and detachment from, but not an indifference to, this physical world. So we're doing this meditation, we're bringing ourselves out of our surroundings, we're going within, and we're gaining a new perspective that we can use when we come out of the meditation. The concept of nada as sound or tone, or more specifically as the buzzing nasal sound which the mantra Om fades away, is referred to as Bindu, or point. Feeling that M vibration, especially in the third eye. This denotes the fourth mora of the Om mantra sound. This reverberation is referred to as the half mora. The Nada Bindu Upanishad, as the name suggests, gives a secret meaning of the fading away of the nasal sound. The 3.5 morae of the Om mantra are as follows. A, with the fire element, or Agni. U, the air element, Vayu. M, the sun, Surya. And M, ether, Varna, versus three forces corresponding to the three gunas: cardinal, which is Rajas, fixed; tamas, mutable, sattva. Tamas, just as a reminder, is refers to The most material refers to inertia. Cardinal or rajas would be mutable or sattva would be the most spiritual or ethereal, and then rajas is the force or the movement between the two. From these 3.5 morae each, having a threefold aspect, originate the 12 objects of meditation. 4 times 3 is 12. In Kriya Yoga, these states of consciousness are symbolized by the 12 mantra sounds Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or Om, the expansive consciousness of the universe. Namo, we bow to Bhagavate, the divine. Vasudevaya, the force within all life. So we bow to the divine force in all living things. As the yogi meditates on these 12 forms of consciousness at the time of Kriya projection meditation, beyond the third eye, he attains the appropriate goal. So that brings us to the Nada Bindu Upanishad, also called the Spirit as Holy Gander. The holy Hamsa has, for its right wing, that would be Pingala Nadi on the right side, the A mantra, and for the left wing, Ida Nadi, the U mantra. Its tail feathers are the M mantra, and its head, the half morae, the second M mantra. The emotional energy, Rajas, and lethargic energy, Tamas, are the Hamsa at the Hamsa's feet. Light energy, Sattva, is its body. Spiritual duty is its right eye, and non-observance, its left eye. So this is putting the mantra directly in relation to the body. At the level of the Hamsa's feet is the plane of consciousness called Bur Loka. At the knee level, the plane of consciousness called Bhuvar Loka. And at the hip level, the plane consciousness called Sva Loka. At the navel level is the plane of consciousness called Mahaloka. So Om, Bur, Bhuva, Sva, the essence of the 4 Vedas in the Gayatri mantra. At Hamsa's heart level is the level of consciousness called Jnana Loka. Loka, by the way, means plane or realm of existence. At the neck level is the plane of consciousness called the Tapas Loka, the spirit, and tapas refers to spiritual practices. And the Hamsa, forehead between the eyebrows, is located Satya Loka, and Satya refers to truth. The Hamsa's wingspan spreads to 1,000 days' width, and the sunbird on which ascends the knower of yoga. The Hamsa is not a slave to karma. 1,000 karmas do not restrain the Hamsa. Hamsa also meaning I am here. The first mora is sacred to Sri Agni, the fire element. The second mora, sacred to Sri Vayu, the air element. The third moray has its luster in the solar orb. The wise declare the half moray to Sri Varuna, the sky or the air. Each of these 3 morae has its own aspect in 3 subdivisions that is known as the Om mantra is interpreted. Therefore, when performing this sadhana, listen to the attention and thoughtfulness. The first mora is the rich sound Om. The second sound, the wreath wreathed with lightning, Na. The third moray follows the flight enjoyer, Mo. The fourth mora, the swift, Prana, Ba. The fifth mora, the name syllable, Ga. The sixth, sacred to Indra, Ba. The seventh, sacred to Lord Vishnu, Te. The eighth, sacred to Lord Shiva, Vas. The ninth is called great, Su. The 10th, regarded as firm, De. The 11th is the silent Va, and the 12th Mora is called the reality, Ya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. If the yogi renounces life while meditating at the first Mora, he will be born as a sovereign king. If the yogi renounces life while meditating on the second Mora, he becomes the high-souled Yaksha. Yaksha is a benevolent nature spirit. While meditating on the third Mora, he is the Vidyahara. That would be that would also be another form of spirit being. And if he meditates on the fourth Mora, he becomes a Gandharva. These are spiritual beings related to music and dancing. The yogi who renounces life while meditating on the fifth Mora lives among the devas, the deities, and roams magnificently on the plane of divine ambrosia, Somaloka, the lunar spiritual level. The mediator who renounces life while meditating on the sixth Mora lives with the king of the gods, Lord Indra. Likewise, meditating on the seventh Mora, the yogi lives with the Lord of incarnations. He who meditates while renouncing life on the eighth Mora lives with the Lord of rainmaking, Sri Rudra, form of Shiva, and Sri Pasupati. Shiva is Lord of the animals. Rudra, by the way, means howler. If the yogi renounces life while meditating on the ninth Mora, it leads into the highest realms. Meditating on the 10th Mora, the yogi goes to the firmament, the firm place. Meditating on the 11th Mora leads the yogi to the tapas realm, the realm of spiritual practices. Meditating on the 12th Mora while renouncing life leads to the eternal Sri, most respected Brahman, the ultimate divine consciousness, divine essence. And after that, the yogi goes to the pure, partless, omnipresent, holy, eternal light of the living reality from which the sun, the moon, and other luminaries originate. The correct art of yoga is found when the yogi is free from the senses and the primary forces of nature, the gunas, rajas, tamas, and sattva. Thus, the mind is dissolved back into itself, bringing about no conjecture nor imagination. Free from all worldly attachments, serving the spirit, likened to the spirit of Hong Sao or Hamsa, the yogi is gradually liberated from the physical body through yoga practice. When all bonds are loosened and the yogi, unsustained and free, becomes the cosmic reality, he goes to the highest bliss. He goes into the highest bliss and becomes one with the highest bliss. Om is the Vedic explanation. Om is the yogic explanation. Om is the Kriya explanation. Om Tat Sat Om. So shall it be. So our practice related to this scripture will be a mantra practice. The first one will be said out loud, will be external, and it will be the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We'll do 36 rounds of that. And then we'll fade into a silent mantra, Hamsa. And just to remind everyone, as we inhale, we are silently chanting Ham. And as we are chanting Hom and inhaling, we're bringing energy down from the crown to the root. And then with the second mantra, Sa, we're raising the energy up Shushumna from the root to the crown. There'll be a slight pause between our exhalation and our inhalation. So I invite you to try that as well. So again, inhaling Ham, energy down, Sa, exhaling energy up, slight pause before we inhale again. So again, make yourself comfortable. Straight back. Again, you could do this laying down or sitting in a chair as well. Close your eyes. Deep inhale. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Take some natural breaths. Feel the effects of the mantra. And now silently inhaling a hum, bringing the energy from the crown to the roots. Sa, raising the energy from root to the crown, slight pause, and inhale, hum. And just take a deep and clearing breath. Letting go of the mantras and the meditation. And just continue breathing deeply. And resting in stillness and in silence. Take a deep and clearing breath. Becoming aware of your surroundings, the sound of my voice, the sound of the bell, any other sounds in your environment. Be aware of the sensation of your body, seated or lying where it is. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin. Slowly moving your fingers and your toes, arms and legs. Bringing the palms of your hands to heart center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thanking that divine presence within your life. Giving gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice. Slowly opening your eyes. And namaste. Jai Mata Di. So I thank you for joining me tonight. I look forward to you joining me either online or in person for our Yoga Nidra meditation on Friday night, 7 o'clock. Have a wonderful night. Blessings always. Namaste and Jai Mata Di. Have a wonderful night.